So I'm going to record this. Is it okay if, Bob, it's okay we record it and post it?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Ken?
Yes, it's fine with me.
Stuart?
No problem.
And Jerry?
Yeah, no, I got no problem.
All right, thanks a lot. I'd just like to introduce Ken. He's going to be our moderator, and he's going to talk a little bit about himself and introduce everyone. So everyone, welcome for our very first time, 38 people. This is great. And over to you, Ken.
Okay, my name is Ken Lemke. I'm a past president of the British North American Philatelic Society. I'm on the board of directors of the Royal. I started collecting when I was about 7 years old. And in midlife, I took a sabbatical, raising children, sending them to university, etc. And then I started up later in life again, and I've been fairly active. I'm a member of the Burlington Club, the Hamilton Club, the North Toronto Club, the West Toronto Club, and Calgary. And I joined them basically because I've met great people. And that's about all I want to say about myself. I'm going to go alphabetically. Stuart Keeley, again, a member of the Royal Board of Directors. Stuart is also very, well, okay, maybe you're stepping down. He's still the treasurer, post-treasurer, whatever. He is very active with the St. Catherine's Club. And one of the things that I remember most about Stuart and his collecting is he's very much into the ephemera, weigh scales and things like that. And Cinderellas. He's in fact, he was a consultant on the catalog that wrote about Cinderellas. Did you want to add anything, Stuart?
No.
Okay. Jerry Piotrowski, I believe you're president of the Bramalea Club.
I'm a member, I'm a director of there. Bob is actually the president.
Oh, Bob's the president.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, strong collector of Poland. That's what I know Jerry most about. And Jerry and Bob are both very active in youth philately, as was I until the pandemic came along. Right now I'm sitting on a small warehouse of binders and stamps and that to give away to young people. So if anybody wants stuff for young people, we're the people to contact. Bob Thorne, he's my cousin. You wouldn't know it because he's much better looking. But Bob has been collecting again since he was about 6, 7 years old. And what I know Bob about, if you ever want to know about flag cancels, or you want to know about those things with the spray inkjet stuff on them, he's your man. He knows everything about those. He sent me a list of his flag cancellation holdings. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, that's your panel, and I was going to suggest that maybe Jerry, if you could start.
Wasn't Stuart supposed to start?
No, I decided Jerry to start.
That's okay. Okay. So if you let me share screen, Joe.
The screen should be set up. You should be able to do it.
Yep.
Okay, so I've prepared a couple of slides. We'll go through them. Once the person's decided to collect stamps, they have to decide what they're going to do with them, how they're going to look after them. So, at least you made that first step to that you're going to be a stamp collector. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to know how to store them, how to protect them, and what to do with them. It's not just a matter of putting them in a tin box or anything like that. Although, if you're just a a collector rather than, or an accumulator, that's maybe all you need to do. But there's lots of options available to stamp collectors, from keeping them in tins or boxes, in what I call country-specific stamp albums, in worldwide stamp albums, in what I call stock books or stock sheets, or even on homemade loose leaf album pages. So we're going to go through a few more slides, and I'm going to give you some of the pros and cons of each of these options. Keep in mind that it's up to the individual collector to decide how to manage their collection. There is no right or wrong way. There are some questionable things to do with stamps. For example, you don't want to glue them down or Scotch tape them down onto pages or albums and whatnot. But if that's what you choose to do, that's up to you. There are lots of better options though. So if you've got duplicates, you know, you can keep them in a tin or a box, but that's not the real good way of allowing the collector to look at and enjoy the stamps. You need to be able to show the things to people, look at them yourself to enjoy them. So putting them in a tin or a box is not a good idea. Often though at club auctions, you can buy boxfuls or tinfuls or bagfuls of items, but once you've got them home, you take them out and do something with them. One way of collecting stamps is if you're collecting a specific country. For example, if you want to collect Canada only, or Poland or the US, you can buy albums specific for that country. And those albums are all often made with the pages pre-printed, where showing all the stamps, so you can mount the stamps in the order that they have been issued. The manufacturers of such albums issue yearly supplement pages as well as blank pages for unusual items. They're available in two different types of form. One with what I call clear mounts, which they're referred to as hingeless albums, or ones where the pages as such where you mount the stamps using hinges. One of the drawbacks of these specialty albums is, number one, they're normally on the expensive side, and also the yearly supplements can be quite expensive. I haven't looked at it in detail, but I think in some cases, especially with some of the higher priced albums, the supplement pages for the yearly supplements can be more expensive than the actual stamps for that issued for that particular year. Some album manufacturers also provide worldwide albums, which can range from ones with perhaps just a few hundred pages to multi-volume ones with thousands of pages. These albums normally have images of some of the stamps for the various countries, and sometimes more than one country is shown on each page, especially on some of the junior type albums. And I believe that these worldwide albums are probably more suited to young beginner albums. Going back to the the country-specific ones, for example, collect Poland. I have a good Scots specialized album for the stamps of Poland. I've never used. I bought it cheap someplace, and I prefer not to use it. Stock books can serve dual purpose. It can be used instead of albums to arrange your stamps, so that both you and your friends can look at them, as well as being used for holding duplicates. Stock books are basically hard pages with transparent mounts attached into which the stamps can be inserted. Stamps can be easily put in the mounts and easily rearranged as required. Stock books come with a variety of numbers of double-sided pages, which can be black or white. They range from 8 pages to 32 pages or more even. This is what I have chosen to do with my stamps. My Poland collection is housed in probably about 15 or 20 of these types of stock books, and my other things of interest are done similarly. Stock pages are just a variety of stock books. There are pages. These are pages that can be made of either heavy card or plastics, and if you buy just single stock pages, and you can rearrange them however you want, and you can make your own mini albums, as it were. They're punched for 3 ring binders normally, and they always have these what I call lines of holders, which allow you to position stamps in wherever you want on the pages. Probably the lowest cost system for mounting your stamps is making your own album pages. You can buy special pages, what you call quadrille pages, which can be obtained through dealers or suppliers. And these are basically pages that have been pre-printed very, very lightly with a 1/8 inch grid on it, so that you can line things up easily. Stuart actually sent me a file where you can print your own pages, and I think it was from an Excel spreadsheet, and it works. So you can do your own, and you could make them 1/8 inch or larger if you want. If you are doing your own, making your own album pages, basic printer paper is not probably the best thing to use. You need to go up to about a 50-pound paper or something like that, or thin card, just because the printer paper is just a little too thin, I think. If you're making your own pages, you can mount the stamps on them using either hinges or stamp mounts, and you can mount these stamps in whatever pattern or design you choose. If you're more adventurous and computer savvy, like some of us are or some of us aren't, you can either use a word processing or a spreadsheet software to create pages with layouts and spaces for individual stamps. Or you can actually buy album page printing software to use. If you're interested in collecting things such as first day covers or other philatelic covers, there are other options available too. There are commercially available albums in various formats for storing such albums. On the lower left, there's a thing where they just put in singly, but you can get ones where it's twice the height, so you can put 2 or maybe even 3 covers on a page. Or you can make your own pages for mounting them by using clear corner mounts. And on the bottom right, there's a page from one of my collections where I've mounted a couple of covers on the page, and then I can do whatever I want. Okay, that's it for my portion there.
Next would be Stuart. Stuart? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just going to get this PowerPoint ready to start. Get rid of that stupid. The slideshow never works when you want it to work. There goes. I hope.
Yeah, we can see it now.
I can't.
It looks good.
Well, then I've got 2 of them, so I got 2 computers, so there we go. I can now see it. Okay, where do I get stamps is really one of the questions that people will ask. And I just screwed everything up again. Yeah. I gotta get that back up. I lost it.
Do you want me to go on with Bob?
Yeah, you better.
Bob,
Okay, what they asked me to do is talk about what do you need to collect stamps? Where do you get them? Okay, the first thing, I'm like Stuart, actually worse than Stuart, I don't have a PowerPoint. I have to show you things. The first thing you get is a pair of tongs. You have to be comfortable with them. That's the most important thing to pick up a stamp. Is to get a pair of tongs. You have to be comfortable with it. Where do you get these things? First place I suggest is go onto the Royal website. You'll see a whole bunch of names. Then the next thing they'll have up there is the CSDA, the Canadian Stamp Dealers Association. And there are two basic companies that sell stamps to dealers, and they are Trajan and Unitrade. The best place to get anything, whether it's something very simple, your magnifying glass. This came from the post office. And another place to get from the post office is they have what is referred to as Details magazine. Go into your post office, the chances are they will have a Details magazine. It will show you all of the stock books and things. Now, the next thing you might want to do is check the perforation. This is a perforation gauge. And it's a Unitrade perforation gauge. And basically, you take your stamp and you make the perforations fit the stamp. These are very basic things that you get once you've got a catalog. A catalog is very important. These are the books, your albums, your catalogs. But once you get involved, go and find people. Go to a stamp club. Go to a stamp show. The people are the important thing. That's what's important. There's many other things to put your stamps. You get hinges or you get Howard mounts. But the important thing is to do what you want. Then you can get more sophisticated. You need a UV light to tell whether a stamp has tagging. These are all things, but the important thing is the people. Visit stamp shows, find a way to go talk to somebody, and online, send questions to people. If you need to get serious about books or serious about flag cancellations, idiots write these things. Like Cousin Ken said, this is my little bit of work. So that basically does me. Are you okay, Stuart?
Hope so. We'll find out. Can everybody see that now?
Yep.
Yeah, keep getting this bar in my way. No, that's not good. All right. Okay, my areas to cover is where do I get stamps? And the picture depicts 2020 issues and some earlier issues, and all are mint. Of course, now I can't get it to go to the next page. There it is. These are the topics we're going to cover in this presentation: Mint Stamps, Canada Post, stamp clubs, dealers, stamp shows, the internet, and provide you some links. Mail is a good place to start. There's some examples given here. Whose mail? Well, yours, your friends, your relatives. Buy commemorative stamps yourself. Put them on your mail to relatives and request the stamps back. I have a daughter in Australia, and her parcels are lathered with Canadian stamps going that way and Australian coming another way. Ask your relatives and friends to save you the fancy stamps on the mail that they send to you or you send to them. The International Pen Pals, St. Catharines Stamp Club has one member that has 50 international pen pals as sources of stamps. Mint stamps. The post office sells commemorative and definitive stamps that you can save or use for postage to relatives and try and get them back. Canada Post several times a year issues details, and here's an example of what Bob was talking about. They are usually available at the post office, and they announce the new issues like these two that were issued late in 2020. I'm in a hurry to get to the future. Mint stamps. Older stamps mint are not available in the post office, and like this sign, they are no longer in stock. Stamp clubs. The easiest way to find a stamp club near you is to either go to the Royal Philatelic Society of Canada's website and access their club list. This will advise you the club's meeting place, frequency of meetings, website information, and other information in general about the club and how to contact them. Stamp clubs offer stamps for sale through their circuits. These are sample pages of a stamp club circuit. Visiting a club and browsing through their circuit books may help you decide what to collect and provide an idea as to prices. Stamp clubs, some like St. Catharines, often offer a 5-cent box or a 10-cent box or a tub of stamps just like the one shown here. This is an inexpensive way and a fun sort to determine what to collect, whether it's topics, countries, whatever you choose. Stamp clubs hold regular auctions for members to sell off surplus material, usually very cheap. Most clubs will allow non-members to participate in these auctions. So if you show up in a club and they're having an auction night, just ask. We're nice guys. We just say, yep, we'll take your money. Stamp dealers. Canadian Stamp Dealer Association accredits dealers across Canada, and either in the annual publication or on their website, one can find a dealer near you. Here is a listing of the dealers from a sample page of that book, showing the dealers that are on the internet, for example. Canadian Stamp News. This publication provides good information for collectors. There are listings for auctions and dealers, as well as classified ads. Here's some classified ads in Canadian Stamp News, offering accessories, Canada, world, all the things. This is also a way of determining price. Stamp dealers, again, an alternative listing for the dealers is CSDA is this page from the Canadian Stamp News. Note there are dealers promoting auctions, both mail and internet. Stamp dealers, again, a source of more information about dealers who have internet sites. Stamp shows. Stamp clubs usually hold one show per year that is open to the public. Attending these shows are 6 to 20 dealers, plus a club table. Various websites, the Royal Philatelic Society, Canadian Stamp News, Canadian Stamp Dealer Association, or the Canadian Stamp Dealers Association, right? List shows by date. So if you want, you can find them on the internet. Find one that's close to you. And don't be afraid to ask at the dealer table, at the club table or the dealer table for help. Internet. There are many sites on the internet that sell stamps and supplies. These may be useful to garner information, but an inexperienced buyer needs to take great care. Well, you can get burnt as easy as make a great buy on the internet. A second example is the Stamp Auction Network. New collectors. Stamp clubs members can assist new collectors with determining what should I collect, where do I find this material, what should I pay, how do I store or mount my material, and take care. Knowing what to pay requires knowledge and experience, and stamp clubs are there to help you. Here are some internet links